from the Instagram account of Pix11 News. Dozens of homeless migrants are struggling to find housing after a Brooklyn shelter shut down last week. So first of all, you should have said unhoused asylum seekers, but what were you expecting, right? I mean, I've said it 100 times. Do you think they're going to go into the shelter and start working on their resume and go get a job to work under the table illegally and pay $2,500 to live in a 1-bedroom with a view of a barbed wire fence and their entire family? What did you expect to happen? This is absolutely bizarre. Well, a shelter shut down, so now they have nowhere to go. Who cares? And I think the people in the comments can tell exactly what's going on too. Right? This is Pix11. I think they try to shoot it down the middle, but it's obviously mainstream media and it's completely detached from reality. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because it would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend a little bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
A resourceful migrant washing his feet with water from a city fire hydrant using a hose borrowed from a community garden in
A resourceful migrant turning New York City into the third world.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Venezuelan migrants straddle one side of the corner, West Africans on the other. They have joined an encampment of street homeless migrants, which has only grown in size since the nearby Stockton Street shelter right down the block shut down last week. We met Mustafa Friday. He's a Senegalese migrant who did not want to be identified.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be identified, right? He wants to be here. He wants the benefits, but he doesn't want to be seen, which I have experienced firsthand. These people know nothing but dame dinero. They don't want to talk. They don't want to, oh, can I get you some popcorn? Can I buy some shoes for your little kid? No, just give me money. Anything else we have nothing to talk about. I don't even speak English. I don't want to be seen. I want to be here, but I don't want to be seen here.
He says he's spending his 10th night on the street.
We need good housing so that we...
Yep. Well, of course, Eric Adams and Bo Biden and Kamala Harris and all these weirdo Democrats are, perpetuating this crisis. But these are the people that they have tricked, right? This, I can only assume, I don't know her from a ham sandwich, but she is an awful.
The awfuls, the affluent white female liberals in the Democrat Party.
Can be able to find a job and that we can just start living normal lives here.
A spokesperson for Mayor Eric Adams tells Pix11.
Why should you be able to find a job and live a normal life? Have you done any of the paperwork, or did you just show up here and expect to have everything handed to you, which largely you did, and now you're mad that they're kind of slowing down on that just a little bit?
11 News, there were some 270 migrants living at the Stockton shelter before it closed. They say the combination of frequent shelter closings, along with 30 and 60-day shelter limits, makes it impossible to accurately count the number of migrants currently fending for themselves, including the men here at the community garden.
Fending for them? Isn't that what they're supposed to do? Oh, we can't tell how many migrants are actually fending for themselves versus how many migrants are suckling on the government tit? What were they supposed to do? They're supposed to fend for themselves. They're supposed to show up legally, but that ship sailed years ago. Jesus.
This was once an abandoned lot filled with crack vials and needles. Then about 15 years ago, residents in the neighborhood saved it and turned it into the Bushwick City Community Garden. But for the last year or so, the chickens aren't the only residents here. Migrants have moved in, sleeping.
Criminal illegals have taken over what used to be a chicken coop.
In the sheds, seeking shelter wherever they can. When this space fills up, the only alternative is sleeping on the sidewalk.
He signed in after 5 p.m. and he lost his bed because he was at work late.
Where was he working? How did he even get a job? Who was he working for? You need to go talk to those people.
Who also did not want to be identified, says he can't seem to catch a break.
And
I'm losing my patience.
Why should they catch a break, right? You've been gifted everything, and when it slows down just a tiny bit, you play the victim.
He says that the rules in the shelters are abusive because in some shelters you have to be in.
I'm losing it here. The rules in the shelters are abusive. You should be lucky that you even get a shelter. You should be sleeping on. You should have never showed up here. But if we lived in a sane world, you would have hopped over or under some barbed wire and be shivering on the street and pray to your lucky stars that you could get a job in a kitchen or the landscaping office, not put up in a shelter in downtown Brooklyn and then get mad when they don't let you live there in perpetuity, and you also throw away the sandwiches, the Uncrustable PB&Js that they gave you that you didn't want because you wanted the papusas or whatever from your homeland. This is absolutely insane.
At 5 p.m. and if you don't sign in, they'll kick you out.
Yeah. So you stayed at work late, which you shouldn't have even had a job, but they don't let you back in the shelter because you came in late and you shouldn't even have a shelter. So both of those things are in your advantage, to your advantage, I should say, in your advantage, whatever. But you were given all that and you're mad that it just wasn't perfect.
The storms in the last few days, their belongings have gotten wet.
Migrant advocate.
Oh, their belongings have gotten wet? How did you get here? You swam through the river, right?
And community garden volunteer Marielle Acosta says what's happening here is an example of a new balancing act taking shape across the city.
It's a setback for them to actually...
Then you should have stayed. If you didn't want to have a setback, you were given everything. You took advantage of everything. The asylum system, crime through the roof. You took advantage of all that. And now you have a setback. So what? You should be thanking your lucky stars. You should swim back through the river to wherever the hell it is you came from. This is infuriating.
Becoming self-sufficient. I call it the loop of hell.
Absolutely wild. And I don't think I'm the only one, because in these comments, I can't find one positive remark. Resourceful, what an interesting adjective to use. That's being nice. Obviously, that's a little bit of sarcasm, but no one cares. Us New Yorkers are struggling ourselves. No time to worry about these illegals. Go back. They need to go back home. Most of these people are fleeing persecution, and not being able to find a job in your country doesn't mean you get to break the law and fraudulently file for asylum in America. I live near Margaret shelters in Queens. And the amount of women I've seen give birth over the last year and a half is absolutely insane. Send them all back. Signed, the child of legal immigrants. Absolutely wild. It is. I have seen firsthand the baby mill that, of course, is the Row Hotel. That's where it all started. And of course, has bled out into Brooklyn and Queens and even the Bronx now. But it started at the Row and the Roosevelt in Manhattan, which was a total baby mill. Right? They were in there partying. They were getting drunk. They were having sex. They were committing crimes. And now, they have to leave. Their bags are getting wet. I found a spot. Your original home that you left. Welcome to New York. You can always go back home. It really shows how little people pay attention to how things come to be. Southern governors in Texas and Florida out then on planes, and bosses send them here. I don't know. This thing is rife with typos, but I think he's blaming Abbott, so maybe this person is in favor of the illegals. I don't know. If acting, blame Eric Adams and Hochul for not sending them back south. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about, but if you're going to send them back south, you need to send them all the way south. We all struggling. Okay, there's a Biden gif. I'm confused on how migrants are struggling when some weeks ago there was a receipt that these typos all over the place. A migrant left a store showing they get $14,000 in change in food stamps and $4,000 in cash. So make this make sense for me. How are they struggling? This is wild. We have given them free hotel rooms, healthcare, education for their children, gift cards, food, and more. And you want us to feel bad about them? The vast majority of those who came here legally via green cards got absolutely nothing when they came here. My father didn't get any benefits or help when he first immigrated legally to America. They can live at Mayor Adams' house in New Jersey. I mean, all of us are a paycheck away from this. Welcome to America. They should have never come. It's really simple. Look, nobody... Who told them to come? We struggle, and there's typos all over the place. But the point is, all of these comments, or the majority of these comments, except for one, I guess, who's in favor of the migrants, is still kind of blaming Eric Adams and telling them to, I don't know, send them back to Texas or send them back to Arizona, when you should clearly bypass that and send them all the way back to where it is they came from. The fact that they came here expecting the world to be given to them. Meanwhile, we have tax-paying citizens who are homeless. Yeah, it just goes on and on. They can go. So who's in favor of this, right? You tell me. So maybe this is why Kamoto is claiming, well, I wasn't the border czar, but now I'm going to get tough on the border. And Gavin Newsom, scumbag, greaseball, bang your wife, Governor Gavin Newsom, all clear across the country in California, who's not dealing with quite as big of a problem as far as the illegals are concerned, because they already had criminal homeless people all over the place that they were trying to clean up. So this is an absolute mess. But the point here is Pix 11, which I guess, as far as the media is concerned, is not the worst. But again, the bar is really low. Out of hundreds of comments, not one is saying, oh, they deserve a place, they should stay. So who's in favor of this?
Yo, your wife said that you're for open borders, right?
Absolutely. They should not build that wall.
So you just think that anyone can come to the U.S. like?
Absolutely. If you go to New York, go to the Statue of Liberty, what's it say? All is welcome.
I don't think it says that, but dude, this is great because I just happened to pick up 3 guys from Honduras. Well, they were at Home Depot. They're from Honduras and they have nowhere to go. So this just works out perfect. Look, Hector takes medication twice a day, and right now they got to use the bathroom. All 3 of them go to shit. Is it cool if they stay here?
No.
Why not?
They're not allowed to stay here. What
do you mean?
I don't know them. Who are they?
All right, so they can't stay here then? It's cool if they come to the country, just not your fucking house?
No, they're not.
Come on, bro.
No.
Come on, bro.
Fucking hypocrite. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Sorry, man. Hypocrite.